If you're watching this video and you're broke, lost, and depressed, but you're constantly dreaming of making money online passively, then you want to stick around until the end of this video because I'm going to be literally sharing the exact strategies and techniques that I use to go from being in deep debt literally a year ago to now making passive income and supporting my family financially. So make sure to take some notes, sit down, listen up, and watch the entire video, because if you can't even sit down for these next 5 to 10 minutes and listen to techniques that's going to make you more money, then you don't want to be successful. That being said, let's get started. So before I even go into the exact strategies and techniques that I use to make money online, I need to give you guys a background story. Literally a year ago, I was in deep debt, broke, lost, and depressed. I was so broke that for weeks, the only thing I could afford was rice and eggs and maybe some soup here and there. I know this may sound cliche, like all of these guru stories that you hear out there, but I was in deep debt. Like, I was actually broke. So broke that my parents couldn't send me money and I had to ask my friend for money. And I'm not the type of person to actually go out of my way to help people out. But in this case, I was so deep in brokenness that I had to go out of my comfort zone and ask my friend for some money. You guys don't understand how broke I was. It's to the extent that I had nights, literally like a few nights, where I could not sleep in peace because of the fact that I was thinking about, yo, what the heck am I going to eat tomorrow? What the heck am I going to eat within these next few weeks, because I have $0 in my bank account? I'm going to be showing you guys a few screenshots on the screen of me being in overdraft and me being in debt. But how did I even get there? How did I even become broke? How can my family not even help me out? I'm going to explain everything. Just give me a sec. So I was born and raised in a small island in the Caribbean called St. Martin. If you don't know where it's at, just look it up in Google Maps. It's not too far from Puerto Rico. And I was just like any other kid in the island, just kind of following the program, right? Just going to school and then eventually moving to Europe, specifically France, to get a better education and eventually get a good job to be able to help out your family and things of that nature. Now, you need to keep in mind that I had a great childhood and I'm 100% grateful for what my parents did for me, but we was not rich. And I understood this from a very young age because I had years asking my parents for a PS4 and I didn't get that like years after. Like, I was asking for my parents for a PS4 since I was like, what, maybe 13? And I did not get that PS4 until I was like 17, maybe 18. My parents did a great job in always giving me what I needed and always putting food on the table. But the finances in the family wasn't 100% wonderful and great to the point for me to be able to get a PS4 at the time that I asked for it. Eventually, I move out, I land in France, I get a crib and everything is great except for this one thing. I'm not making enough money to even survive. To be exact with you guys, I was barely making, the first year I got here in France, I was barely making 600 euros. And 600 euros here in France is basically nothing. The only way you could kind of live off this money is if you're a student. And I'm very grateful because I got a lot of help from time to time, governments and things of that nature. But if it wasn't for the fact that I was a student, I would have been homeless. The money that I was making, like barely enough for me to just survive, pay the bills and get some food. Sometimes. And you gotta understand, in this context, this is my first time in a country by myself and I have my own house. This for the first time. I'm not gonna manage my money the right way. I didn't get any financial education from my parents or from the internet. So I was basically just doing whatever I wanted with the money. And that caused me to be in overdraft a lot of times. So much that I had weeks, months, back to back in overdraft. You can ask my friends right now and they'll tell you, yeah, it was an overdraft like almost every single month. And I got to a point where I didn't even have any more savings. Like, my savings were on zero and my money was like in my bank account, like literally minus 213 euros. So my expenses were all over the place. I barely had any money to survive, to the point where I have to ask my friend for money. And the money that I got from him was barely enough to stretch it for the week. And I'm thinking like, yo, how am I going to eat next week? I cannot ask my parents for money because things back home aren't great. And I can't keep asking my friend for money because he's kind of the same situation as me. So I had the bright idea just randomly, out of the stress and the anxiety that I was feeling from being broke, to get a loan. Eventually, I got the loan and it came in pretty quickly, thank God. And it got me enough money for me to get some groceries for the month. Now keep this in mind. I'm a student, barely surviving off 600 euros. Plus, I'm in overdraft. Plus, I just got myself in even more debt. I just kept digging myself in a hole deeper and deeper because I just did not know what to do in my life. I was broke. Got to the point where I'm thinking like, yo, what am I going to do to actually make some more money? Because I don't only want to survive, I want to be able to live freely and even help my parents if I can. And that's how I started looking for ways to make money online. And just like anybody else that searched for making money online, I fell on SMMA, drop shipping, remote sales, and all this crazy stuff. And I tried some of them. I tried remote sale, aka appointment setting, and I only got like one sale, and then that went horribly wrong right after that. I tried copywriting, made 0 sales. I bought a few courses like Hustlers University and a remote sales course, and basically lost money because I was already in debt and got myself in even more debt because of the course. And the only way I was actually able to afford the course was because of trading. So I did trading for quite some time, basically crypto and some forex here and there. And I was able to make some money, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, yeah, I'm going to go get myself some McDonald's today because I'm feeling good. It wasn't to that point, but it was enough for me to like at least be able to invest in a course. So eventually trading goes okay, but then I lose all of my money in 5 minutes. To this day, I don't even understand 100% how that even happened, because you got to understand, I'm a beginner. And just like most beginners, when they start out with trading, they don't know what they're doing. They have zero knowledge, barely any guidance. They're just going off their balls, basically. And now I'm like, shit, I'm in debt. I'm in overdraft. I can't ask anyone for money. I owe this guy money for the course, and I just lost all of my money that was supposed to be for the course in less than 5 minutes. What in the world was going on? And everything just kind of hit me at once, and I basically just got depressed. I could barely sleep at night because I needed to find a way to make money. To the point where I started working a warehouse job whenever I had the time in the mornings before school. I had to quit that very quickly because I was barely making any money. That's number one. And number two, I didn't really have the time because of school. So my life was basically a huge chaos. I really hope that you guys don't do the same mistakes that I did. Because if you do want to learn something from me, is this one thing: I never gave up. Despite of me trying all of these different business models and buying all these courses and seeing no result, I never gave up on my dream of being able to live freely and provide for my parents one day. So of course, one day I'm just scrolling on TikTok as usual, and I had like these super motivational / make money online for you pages, right? I found a video of this guy saying, stop hopping in and out of all these side hustles. Just focus on one and lock in on that until you see results. And if you don't get any results after 6 months, then you switch. And I was like, yo, that definitely makes so much sense, because I tried all these different business models, but I never really got any results because, well, one, I wasn't locked in enough and I didn't give it enough time. So I started doing some more research and tried to find a business model that didn't require any money to start off. So I fell on affiliate marketing, and of course I did my research and find out how the business model works and all this stuff. And people said that you can start with $0. But then you keep watching the video and they mention paid ads. How is this business supposed to be a beginner-friendly business model if I have to spend money on ads, which I don't have the money for the ads? How am I going to do that? And I almost like gave up on affiliate marketing because of that simple fact. But then I was like, let me think, how can I still make this business model work? Because on paper, it's a great business model. Like, you don't need your own product. You don't even need to make your own content. You just need to be the middleman and kind of connect an audience to a product, and you make a sale. You make a commission off every sale. So I started thinking of ways of how I can potentially still start this business without having to spend money on ads, focus on SEO, doing these blogs and websites, because I had zero experience in every single one of those skills. And then I was like, yo, the number one tool to make money online, or at least to gain attention online, is social media. So why don't I use social media, which is 100% free, to gain traffic and connect this product to an audience? And I was like, okay, cool, I have this plan. Let's kill it. Let's start locking in. Let's start making some videos. Let's go crazy. And the reason why I got so hyped was because I always liked content creation. I always loved the idea of me getting on a camera, talking, or at least making videos for fun. But the only thing that stopped me from actually making content was the fact that I didn't know what was I going to talk about. The second one was monetization, because I was like, I'm not going to be making like a ton of videos every single week for free. I wanted to make money from this. And essentially, affiliate marketing was my way of monetizing my content creation skill. So a few days after that, I get in contact with my business partner / mentor, and he's explaining to me how he has a high ticket course on how to make money online with a specific business, and he wants me to be his affiliate. I was like, yo, say less. Now I have my product. Now I need to focus on the content. How am I actually going to make content? So I go online and I try to find these different videos that are going viral about making money online and how I can replicate. And that was literally a blessing. That was like a gem, because as a beginner, I didn't have any credentials, any testimonials, or I just didn't even know how to create content. So I was like, let me just copy what's going viral so I can kind of build off this foundation of this trend and then build an audience that way. So I started off on TikTok. I'm making a bunch of videos on TikTok about side hustles and how to make money online or remote jobs and things of that nature. And that did okay, but it was unsustainable because it drained my energy. And TikTok isn't really a conversational based platform. So like if you tell people, yeah, comment how, and I'm gonna have a conversation with you in the DMs, the likelihood of that happening was like almost zero. And for me to actually make sales, I needed to have a conversation with these people that were interested. So I was like, okay, cool, let me forget about TikTok. Let me build on Instagram. And I already had like 700-ish followers on Instagram. And I'm like posting 2 to 3 videos a day every single day with like these semi-faceless content, and nothing happens. I don't grow my following, I don't make any money, and I'm like, yo, what the heck is going on? I was like super lost, super confused, even a bit anxious because I was like, yo, I switched platforms because I had technically more followers here. Why am I not growing? Why am I not making any money yet? And that was for the simple fact that I had a lot of friends and family in my account, and they were basically unfollowing me because I was just posting so much. Like I got messages from my friends saying like, yo, you're posting every single day, multiple times a day. I'm gonna have to unfollow you, bro. And I was like, cool, if you want to leave, just leave. I want to gain an audience of people that actually want to make money online. So eventually everybody leaves, and I stop doing these semi-faces videos and I lock in on actually showing my face. And I find this specific content type that is going crazy viral. So I hop on it, I'm making these videos, I'm posting like twice a day, every single day, and I get like a ton of viral videos. It finally hit like, let's go. After months and weeks of grind, day in and day out, I'm finally getting viral videos. Videos are getting 10K views, 20K views. Another one just jumped to like 70K, 100K, and it keeps going up. And I'm getting like viral videos like almost every week, and my DMs are flooded. A bunch of people from everywhere in the world, New Zealand, Australia, India, Africa, USA, Canada, Europe, like the entire planet was in my DMs. And I was super excited, but it didn't last long because I had too much people in my DMs. I couldn't manage it. There was like too much people in my DMs to the point where I had to actually hire a setter. And despite of me hiring a setter and having all these leads and going viral so much times and my following slowly growing, I made $0. And it was so depressing, it was crazy, it was frustrating, it was annoying because I'm putting in the work. I'm locked in, I'm doing everything that I need to do. I'm going the extra mile by posting 2 to 3 videos a day. How am I not making any money? And I noticed that I was not having the right conversations in the DMs. I was being super salesy. I wasn't managing everything properly. My content was slowly starting to get banned from IG because it was 100% concentrated on making money. So things started getting a bit hectic for me because I just don't know how to manage everything. It takes like a few days to kind of think about how am I going to actually move forward with this business, and things start going better. Posting my videos, I'm having better conversations in the DMs, and I finally make a sale. And it happened so randomly because I was with my girlfriend chilling. Business partner just sent me a message like, yo, congrats on your first sale. I was like, what? I just made my first sale and I was just chilling with my girl. That's amazing. And that's exactly what I've been wanting this entire time. I need to get out of debt. I need to make money. I need to be able to at least pay my bills and pay groceries so I can survive. I need to make this money. Let's go. And I'm making this money, and I'm slowly every single week making even more and more commissions and even more sales because my content is still growing, and I kept following up with people in the DMs despite of the conversations being absolutely horrible. And a system that was actually in place was that I was making content online. My business partner had a free training that basically, after people watching the free training, they could book a call to eventually buy the course. And that second half of the business was already automated and was 100% passive. And things are going great because I put in so much work for so much time. Now I'm finally seeing the fruits of my labor. I'm making $200, $400, $500 every single week to the point where I'm getting to like $1,000. And remember, this is coming off somebody that was basically born and raised in a small little island of the Caribbean and was barely surviving off 600 euros in France and in debt. So this was a huge accomplishment for me to the point where I was like, yo, I don't even want all this money. And I started giving all the money to my mom. I started getting calls from my mom from time to time, like, my car is tripping, I need to get a mechanic to fix it up. And I was like, yo, moms, don't even worry about it. I got you. Send the money right away. And that was a blessing for me. But I wasn't super duper excited and happy about it because I already envisioned it in my mind. I already had that faith and like what a lot of you people call manifestation, that visualization in my mind that this was going to happen. This was inevitable. Whether it be with affiliate marketing or any other business model, it was going to happen. And I'm only making this video to show you guys that you don't need to be an expert. You don't need to be special. You don't need to be a professional, because I wasn't. When I started this business, I was broke, I was in debt, I was lost, I was depressed, and I still made it happen. And this is coming from somebody that was born and raised in an island, a small little island, and his parents were immigrants. You can make it happen. I'm not special. I'm not a genius. I'm not a marketing expert. When I started this, I didn't have any testimonials or expertise or reviews. All I did was literally copy other people's content and copy the testimonials from the course and copy somebody else's product. So this is all to show you that you can make money online with simple videos and literally a copy-paste business model. And you don't need to spend 10 hours a day doing outreach if you have an agency or trying to sell you copywriting service. And trust me, I've been there and it's goofy. It doesn't make any sense and it does not have the highest ROI compared to hybrid affiliation. I was able to pay off my debt, but not only that, also be able to live freely and travel the world when I want, be able to make sales 100% passively and provide for my parents. You can too. So if you're serious about actually making this your reality as well, and you're somebody that was in a similar position that I was before, then check the link in my description for a 100% free training video on the exact step-by-step process and system that I used to make $11,000 passively as a complete beginner. So check the link in the description. It's a 100% free training video and it's only 23 minutes long. So if you can't even sit down for 23 minutes and a video and watch a video on how to make money online, that you don't want to be successful, you might as well unfollow me. I do not want to work with you. I only want to work with people who are 100% committed and want to make this money. So check the link in the description. And if you ever have any questions about how this business model works, or you just want to know more about me, who I am as a person, how I can help you out, then DM me on Instagram and let's get to work. See you soon.